1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this technique of the week, I'm just gonna go over how to throw the lead hook. A lot of people throw it a little bit sloppy, and when it's taught sloppy, it ends up never cleaning up. So we have this 4-step process for throwing the hook that we teach that it helps a person build good form into the hook, and then when they start adding speed to it, it's actually working out instead of just clubbing away with their arm. So we have person in fighting stance. And first thing you want to do is you want to load the hook up. So I'll start with, you don't have to load hooks up. You can just rip them from where you're standing. But when you're first learning and you want to learn how to put your body into the punch properly, loading up's really useful. So we're going to turn, same way you do when you throw a cross. You're just going to drop into this stance, and notice my hands are still up. So there's an instinct for the new person to start swinging their arm out here, and I just punched or kicked you in the face. So we're going to make sure that both hands are up. My rear shoulder becomes my lead shoulder, and both hands are up. Sometimes we hold our hands a little bit high, and that's okay to do, but when we want to load up the hook, we kind of got to drop it so we can peek over that glove, or else we can't see the target we're about to swing for. So we'll call that step 1, is the load up. Step 2, I call the leave behind. I'm going to go back to that fighting stance, but I'm going to leave my hand behind. Step 2. Now I'm building up a little bit of tension in my shoulder and in my pec, starting to build up like an elastic band. And if I keep turning, it's gonna get even more recoil until it wants to fire. So step 1, load it. Step 2, you're gonna leave the hand behind. And a good way of thinking about this, it's really subtle, is that you cannot bring your hand away from your face. No bringing your hand away from your face. You hit this stance, and you bring your face away from your hand. Boom. That's what's gonna leave you open for the least amount of time. Yes, I'm open, but I'm open for a very short period of time. 1, 2, 3 is where we make some impact. So I'm gonna turn my lead foot over to this position, classic boxing way of throwing a hook. As I turn that foot over, you'll see my elbow comes up to level with my fist, and I make contact. I can't be done here. I can be, but it's better to punch through. So I'm gonna let this arm come all the way through to my sternum, and I'm looking at my opponent, and I'm protecting myself as I do this, okay? This is your classic, like, close to mid-range style of hook. There are many ways to throw it. Step 1 is load. Step 2, leave behind. Step 3, pivot, lift elbow, make contact, and follow through. That's all one step. Boom. You're not done a hook or not done any technique until you're back to safety. So step 4 is get your stance back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna put this strike onto pads now. You can see what it looks like to hit something. Now, if I'm teaching a new person, I make them run through the 4 steps, even on a pad. So he's got the pad out. Pad holders, don't hold hooks way over here. That's not where a person's head is. Hold the pad right in front, okay? Step 1. Load up. Step 2 was the leave behind. Step 3, step 4, back to safety. So we've done that. They understand the 4 steps. Now we start to blend. Step 1 is the load up. Now we're gonna go step 2 and 3 smoothly. And then step 4. And then I'd say, okay, let's go step 1. And then let's go, oh, I didn't fall. Step 1, and we're gonna go 2, 3, 4. And then you can just throw the hook. Load, load. Inevitably, the question comes up, aren't they gonna see that coming? Sure, but you're loading up the punch is not just you walking up and winding up like you're gonna hit him. It could be that I'm throwing a 2. I'm loaded. This is step 1. This is the same exact process. I just extended my arm, and then 2, 3, 4 happen. Could be off an uppercut. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be he throws a cross and I slip it. And step 1, over the top. Do a couple good hard reps here and then we'll call it. So just the hook itself, right? And that is the fundamental boxing style hook. Again, that's going to be useful for close to mid-range.